Hi friends, I'm Amy and this is A-Star Reads, and it's time for my Tales from Two Trails TBR slash my April TBR, like the books that I need to read for April and that I'll be focusing on this month. Of course, there's also Aurelium, which that TBR will hopefully be coming up soon in the week coming up, hopefully. But those books I will try and focus on in April, but I technically have until autumn equinox. And oftentimes I need those extra months to be able to get through the Aurelium books. So right now I'm focused on Tales from Two Trails. And let me tell you, last month I got full points, all 15 points. I was on the top score board, pretty proud of that. And we won, so that was fantastic. So I want to make sure we keep going in that direction because Team A, Pure Pirates, are going to win. And if you have no clue what I'm talking about, Tales for Two Trails is this, well, it's a TBR game created by Kim from Expedition Through Pages. And I'm on Julie's team, Team A, and Kim is the leader for Team B. And Kim's wonderful. She's fantastic. And so are many of the people on Team B. But they're not going to win. They're just not going to win, sorry. And so each month she puts out a TBR where we learn what prompts we need to fulfill. And this month we have a chance of getting 13 points. Last month it was 15. This month it's 13 because we don't have an added challenge that came up from the board. So if you want to know more information about this TBR game, about this challenge, and if you don't want to be spoiled for what's happening in the month of April, I will link Kim's channel and the video for April down in the description box below so you'll know what we're doing, and you can always join. There's still time to join. You can join at any point throughout this challenge. Okay, so one of the prompts for Tales from Two Trails, the first prompt, is to match my outfit that I was wearing while I was watching Tales from Two Trails, and I'm wearing my, like, pajamas, kind of. So I've got purple top on, and then just black stretchy pants. So that's what I'm wearing, purple top and black stretchy pants. So I gotta find a book, hopefully one I'm already planning on reading, that will match what I'm wearing. And the book that I'm going with has actually been on quite a few TBRs. It's a book I need to read because it's a 5-star prediction. Still haven't ever finished all my 5-star predictions. So I'm going to get to it this month, and that is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. And as you see, it's predominantly black and purple, which is exactly what I was wearing. So I feel like this was a perfect choice. And I think this will be a quick read. I really do. I've been enjoying YA lately. I've been doing some YA fantasy recently and having a lot of fun with that. This is more YA sci-fi, but I love sci-fi. And so I'm looking forward to this one. Looking forward to my very first Brandon Sanderson as well. And this is about Spencer, who wants to be a pilot. In her world, being a pilot is like one of the highest honors you could have. And yet she has a reputation, unfortunately, that is linked to her father. Something happened. He abandoned his crew, and I think he died too in the process. He deserted his team is what happened. I'm really looking forward to this one because I know so many people love it, and I just can't wait to see what this world is all about. I can't wait to see what Brandon Sanderson's writing like. I'm sure that it's different in its YA form versus its adult form, but this is what I can handle right now for Brandon Sanderson. I can't handle other giant high fantasy. I've got too much of that going on right now. So Skyward by Brandon Sanderson matched my outfit. Prompt number 2 was word of the day, and we got the word museum mobile. Museum mobile, which is like a traveling museum. Some museum that travels around and brings items with it that are like a museum, which is a weird word. I just thought it was very interesting. I didn't know that was a word. And that's usually how word of the day ends up being, though. You're like, what? I don't know. For this one, I actually can get 5 points for it because Julie picked a group book for this particular one. She picked The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods. And so I think that sounds like a really fun interpretation. And we've already started listening to it. Mom's listening to it with me because we have a little road trip coming up soon. And we've kind of started listening to it when we're driving around places. And it's all about antique books. Like the biggest focus in this, at least so far, is our main character, Opaline, who is searching for antique books. She has this love of antique books because her father left her with quite a few books that she just cherished. And then she ends up going off and wanting to start collecting books herself. So I think because of the aspect of rarity and what she's looking for, she's not just looking for any old book, not saying that any old book isn't wonderful and part of a collection, but she's looking for very specific, very high quality books that have been around for a long time, types of books you'd have in a museum. So I actually think this works really well for this prompt. I don't know about the traveling part, the mobile part, like the museum mobile. I don't know what level of traveling we're going to have to go through in the story, but already we have one person, this one gentleman in the story, who is searching for the lost library. So I feel like if we bring those two things together, him traveling around looking for this lost library and this collection of really rare books, we've got the word of the day, museum mobile, I don't know, museum mobile down really well. So that's the book that I'm going to be reading for this. And prompt number 3 is actually a really easy prompt. It's the first book in a series, and I always start new series. I always start new series. I am terrible about this because I don't stop myself from starting new series, and I'm okay with that, but it just means that my series that I need to complete ends up being huge. My list of series I need to complete ends up being large. So the book that I picked for this, and that I've actually already read, so that's awesome, is I Hate Fairyland, volume number 1 by Scotty Young. This was a gift given to me by my friend Magda, and I completed this yesterday, so I was already able to get my team 3 points, which is very exciting. And you'll see a review of this in my next Sunday Sum Up, so stick around so you can check that out. The reason I was able to complete this already is because this challenge actually runs from the 26th of the previous month through the 25th of the current month. She has to stagger it like that to be able to put out the next video before the next month starts. And that works out because then I finished this on March 31st. Finally, we have an activity. Every single time we have an activity. And this activity is to create a diorama, you know, like some image or thing where it represents the cover of the first book in a series. This would be hard because there's so many colors and stuff. Actually, this would be kind of fun to make. Maybe I'll try and do that. I was thinking I might do something with clay because I love working with clay, and this actually would lend itself well to clay. So maybe I'll do something to represent this cover for my diorama. We'll see. I have until the 25th to figure it out. So that's it for my Tales from Two Trails TBR. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my challenges, my monthly challenges. This year I'm only really participating in 2/3. I'm participating in Buzzwordathon, TBR Knockout, and a year in LDA, but because next month is a really, I don't have to worry about that one right now. For Buzzwordathon, the theme this month is nature, and that is to find a book that has nature words in the title. So I'm actually going to go with Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen because birds are nature. I'm counting it. There's lots of birds in nature. There's lots of birds in the wild. I think it works. It's about this woman named Zoe who comes to this little small town, and she's claiming her mother's apartment because her mother has passed. And while she's there, she starts meeting her neighbors, and they're quirky, they're interesting. She's probably getting to know more about her mother in the process. I'm in the mood for literary fiction, and this is one of my 45 before 45 books, so it'd be nice to be able to get some books off that list. And I don't know, I'm just in the mood for it. I love this cover. My interest in it was originally because of the cover, honestly. It was a cover by. But I do love books like this where it's really about characters and just getting to know different types of people and seeing how they impact the main character's life. The Buzzwordathon was created by Kayla from Books and Lala, and I will link her information down below. Next is TBR Knockout, and this was created by Melanie from Completely Melanie, and I love this particular challenge because it's meant to get the books on your physical TBR gone. Like TBR Knockout, you're supposed to knock off the physical books. So I always make sure that I'm picking books from my physical TBR for this particular challenge. So the theme for this month is Earth Day because this is Earth Day month. And the first one is to read a book with nature on the cover. And I have plans, actual plans to go and read Dragon Wake by Anya Seton this month. And this is also one of my Book Love is Blind books, my final Book Love is Blind books. So I want to get these books read so I can get that series done because Shell is ready to do the next series. And I'm like, I don't know about being ready for that. But of course, I really want to know what my absolute book love is for this particular round. I want to find my true love in bookish form. And I will link the video where I read the first 10% of this book and then decided that I wanted it to be one of my finalists. So please go check that out for more information on what this book's all about. The second prompt for the Earth Day theme of TBR Knockout is to read Dystopian, which I think is kind of a fun twist on Earth Day. And the book I'm choosing for that is Tender as the Flesh by Agustina Bestarica. This is also part of my 45 before 45. I actually meant to read this last year and I didn't end up getting to it. So I want to make sure I get to it. I want to stay on top of my 45 before 45 because time will fly. And before I know it, I will be in trouble because I haven't read enough books. And this is a book in a world where all the livestock, cows, pigs, all the things that we typically eat got some horrible disease and they all died off. And to continue eating meat, humans resorted to other humans and they become the livestock. And I'm sure there's going to be questions about which people within society are the livestock and which people in society are the people who eat the livestock. And that is a very complicated situation. And I think it's going to be an interesting look at, social commentary. This is definitely a social commentary type of book. I am fascinated. And I know that people say the ending's not so great and they didn't love the ending, but I'm still very interested in reading this book. So we'll see how it goes. And then finally, I want to tell you about the books that I'm carrying over into April, because I didn't get everything done in March, and I'm trying to be okay with that because I have to be okay with it. But I also need to get these books read. So the first one that I'm hiding behind, because I'm still at the same exact spot I was weeks ago, is Jade War by Fonda Lee. And our live show is on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. So I could be in trouble. I could be in trouble because I have a lot to read still, and I have a lot of books to read this week. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really hoping to just push forward with Jade War now that I've completed all the things that I wanted to get done to get my Spring Into Reading-a-thon done, and the books I needed to get for Tales from Two Trails done, and the book I had to finish for the Spring Into Reading-a-thon group book because we spoke with the author. So like, those things are all done now. So I can focus on Jade War. All right? Also, I was supposed to read The Joy Luck Club in March, and that didn't happen, which is okay because I'm going to be reading it soon in the beginning of this month. And so I can't wait to get to this one. And because Mel from A Book Fiend Named Mel actually gave me a book recommendation to kind of go alongside this, and I will link that video up here so you can go check that out. I'm also going to be reading Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, because she said that she went and looked up books that are similar to The Joy Luck Club because I had enjoyed this so much when I read it as a teenager. So this one has been on my physical TBR, as well as many actual TBRs, so many times. And so I think it's time to read it, and it'd be fun to read it alongside this. So maybe I'll do a special vlog where I just read these two books. Any interest in that? And finally, because I don't already have enough books on this TBR, and also obviously Aurelium as well, I never ended up finishing The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. This is a buddy read that I'm doing with my friend Kim from Expedition Through Pages, and we just got too busy. Both of us were really enjoying buddy reading this together. I was really, really enjoying the book itself, and I made it a fair way in. And yet we kind of had to stop because of Advent Calendar Challenge in December, and then squash that series and all the different things that I was doing versus Kim was doing. We just both were so busy with all our special reads that we had to do for other challenges or readathons or things that we never ended up finishing The Goldfinch. So we're hoping to get through this month. Was it this month, Kim? If not, let me know. Maybe we'll be doing it in May. I don't remember if we decided April would be the month for this, but we do need to get back to it. Part of me wants to start like from the beginning again. Not, Kim, that you have to, just that I might need to. Let me know in the comment section down below, what is the one book you're the most excited to read in April? I'm really, not even on this TBR, but I'm most excited to read Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. This will happen also, just so you know. I can't stop myself, let's put it that way. I'm probably most excited to read Dragonwyck because of how much I was loving it when I read the first 10%. Obviously, I loved it because I picked it as one of my finalists. So I'm really excited about this, and it's going to be tied to something really fun that we're going to do. So yeah, I can't wait to read this one. Also, let me know some of your thoughts on the books that I mentioned in this video. Did you love them? Did you hate them? I'd be really curious to hear a little bit of warning maybe when I go into it. I know a lot of people have strong thoughts about Tender as the Flesh because I've had a lot of people mention this book and tell me their thoughts on it, and it was very polarizing. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens when I eventually put out my Aurelium TBR. I'm hoping it'll come out soon. I really am. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.